Well, my word for 2018 is service. I am Maria Greene, and this is the art journal spread that I have made for my word. So, to me, service is a happy word. It can be heavy depending on what service stands for. But I thought to do just a background of various greens because it's a happy color, it's a color of growth and possibilities. So, service is about serving the greater good through all the actions that we do in a day. It's sometimes hard to remember those things, but I find that service makes your soul grow, and it's a humbling experience sometimes. And becoming more humble is not a bad thing. So this is very simple. Just started out with some green acrylic paints on the pages here. I'm not worried about how it's gonna look or anything. So there it's dry. I decided to glue down some decorative scrapbooking paper and stuff I made myself, and also some magazine cutouts in greens, and there was a little blue in that one. So I just look at papers that I have. If you don't have any scrapbook papers, you can always use magazine pictures. If you're going for a particular color, like green, I could cut out greenery from garden magazines, and there's endless possibilities when it comes to um, things that you can add to your art journal. So I just picked a few different patterns to break things up a bit. And at this point, I have really no plan whatsoever other than to stick with some colors so that can go together, and go from there. So it's you can't really go wrong. You can always glue in more paper if it doesn't work out right. So here I'm using Mod Podge to glue down these scraps of paper. Mod Podge is really good for heavier paper. If you're not going to be painting on top of the pages, you can use a glue stick on lighter paper, especially magazine papers, because they tend to bubble up quite a bit when you use Mod Podge. And it all depends on what you're going to do with it. I end up with collage pages on top, and I knew I was going to put some down, so I'm trying to use a heavier paper. But there are some magazine snippets in here. As you can see here, it's all dry. I'm going to even out everything with white paint, which I often do because white is a great equalizer. It also lets you leave parts open, and so you can see the papers underneath. So I put it heavier in some spots, and you can also wipe it off. And I left some bright green there in the middle because I thought it was pretty. And then I said, well, why not add some washi tape just to break up and to make a different layer. I waited, of course, till everything was very dry. And I'm picking some colors that go with the green. Like pink to me is a great color to go with green. So I put down random strips of washi tape here, some floral that goes with the green really well too. And this is just another layer. There's many things you can use for layers in art journaling. And again, don't worry about it. You can't go wrong basically, because you can always paint over it if you don't like it, or put more paper down. So I put a little bit of light pink here just to add it. it appears a little spring-like to me here. So kind of go with that a little bit, the spring feel to it. So there I used some magenta to go with the pink washi tape. Here's another layer, which is a stencil. I didn't want to do it too bold, so I'm using like a gray. It's a slate gray, I guess. And then I spread it out here on the palette and use a stippling brush. That's for stenciling. So you get that just worked into the tips of the brush. And then choose however much you want to do. I'm just going to do one of those patterns. So it's subtle, it's not too bold, but it adds more to the page. And now it's come to a point where I was going to put down the collage pages. I found this woman on a beach picking up a shell. I like that for not, I know that has anything to do with service. Neither does these rabbits that I cut out of a catalog. I thought they were cute. A lotus. A lotus is a spiritual symbol of spiritual growth, and I think service really has a lot to do with spiritual growth. There are more rabbits. They're so cute. A gratitude, I saw that and I said, well, this word is not gratitude, but it's something to be grateful for, that you can actually offer service. That you can help people with something. We all can. So I thought that was cute. It kind of continues with the spring-like scenario. And then I was going to put some more words about service. So trying to decide what to add, I decided to put a tag there, a ready-made tag. But I have so many tags, it took a while to pick one that is fits the space and also the tone of the page. I like that blue one, but it doesn't really fit well. That would have probably worked, but it wasn't my favorite. It does have shells on it, like the woman is picking a shell. So again, it kind of ties into the details of the page. I like that idea of tying things in together. Here I had a scrapbook paper that was like an old ledger page, but it didn't work. So I decided to stick with my first choice, which was the shells. And it doesn't really stand out there. Not that it really had to, but I decided to darken the edges. So I draw around here so I know where the tag is going to go. And then I'm using some Payne's gray. I mixed whatever was left of that gray on my palette. And here I'm painting away. I don't particularly like it so much. I put water on the brush to smooth it out a bit, and I'm using a paper towel to wipe down some of it. But now the tag stands out more, and I liked that. So sometimes I just feel, don't be too picky. If it's not perfect, every single detail or page, just move on. You can't get stuck on little details. If you do, you're never gonna get it done, and also judging everything and judging it in a negative way. So here I'm just gonna glue my tag down with some Mod Podge. So what I liked about this paper is it has a positive feel to it. The colors are happy, and then you have the rainbow in the back and the word gratitude. It's something inspiring to me. And then I decided to tone down the tag a little with the same green. You can't really tell here with that background, but it's the same green that's behind the rabbit in the middle. So I'm putting some over the gray too. And that tones down the gray, so it still makes the tag stand out, but it's not as stark. So there's a lot you can do with paint. And you can also outline magazine strips of paper with paint to make them blend in more. So I'm going to write here gratitude for service. So I'm not much for writing lettering, but I'm using a permanent marker, and then I'm just being as creative as I can think of at this point. You can always do the funky letters with mixing up small ones with big ones, like upper and lowercase, I mean. So there. And then to just make it more fun, I decided to take the rainbow motif into the letters and just fill in the lettering with different colors. Since it's the last layer, it doesn't have to be permanent markers. So that's just about it for the spread. The serve is coming up in 2018. I hope you have your word and you make your original spread for it. And then at the end I date it, so I remember when I made it. Thanks for watching.